Good evening, everyone. It is 6:31 p.m., so I will call the Tuesday, December 2nd meeting of the Superior Common Council to order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Councilor Ledeen.
Here.
Councilor Anderson.
Here.
Vice President Moffett.
Here.
Councilor Sweeney. Here. Councilor Fennessy.
Here.
Councilor Elm.
Here.
Councilor Ludwig.
Here.
Vice President Herrick.
Here.
Councilor Johnson. Here. And President Grasky.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Item 3.1 is a public hearing on the approval of a resolution to vacate a portion of the unimproved North 11th Street, aka Conan Avenue, located between Hill Avenue and Cedar Avenue.
If there's no objection, I will open the public hearing. Would anybody like to speak in the public hearing for the proposed vacation of the unimproved North 11th Street? Would anybody like to speak in the public hearing? Would anybody like to speak to the vacation? Hearing none, I will entertain a motion to close the public hearing and approve the resolution.
So moved.
Second.
Motion is by Councilor Moffett, second by Councilor Herrick. Is there discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed say no. Motion carries.
Item 4.1 is the approval of the November 18th, 2025 regular council meeting minutes.
The motion is by Councilor Elm. Who made the second? Councilor Herrick made the second. Is there discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed say no. The motion carries.
And item 6.1 is report for Mayor Payne.
I don't have much of a report tonight, councilors, except to say I owe an apology. The one thing I wanted to be on here that I told you would be on here would be the stormwater and wastewater budgets. Those are complete. All everybody was waiting for was for me to say, yes, they're complete and final, and they should go to the agenda. And in the short week before Thanksgiving, I did not send that email. So that is 100% my fault, compounded by the fact that I insisted everybody else get their agenda items in on time. So apologies for that. They're ready. If anybody would like to see them, we could send them to you. They should be relatively non-controversial, which is why they're coming directly to council. But if anybody would like to see them, we'll send them to you, and they are ready for adoption at the next meeting. I can answer questions if you have them. Otherwise, that is my whole report.
Item 7.1 is the business of the Human Resources Committee with a meeting held on November 17th. Is there a report from the chair?
Yes, thank you. A couple items, what we've been doing, and it seems like we do it every month, so I have to give kudos to the Public Works Director and her staff. We're always updating job descriptions. It seems like every month we update a number of job descriptions, which is we did this month. We updated some policies that had to be updated, so they're on top of that, just changing some things, making them update. We approved some job hires, and one thing the police contract is still under negotiations, but we do have one item for approval, and that's the fire department's union agreement has been settled, and we have to vote on that tonight. So I'll hand it back to the chair, or to the clerk, and she can follow through on that. Thank you.
That's item 7.1.1 to approve the new contract for the 2026 to 2028 number 74 fire union negotiations.
The motion is by Councilor Grasky, second by Councilor Fennessy. Is there discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed say no. The motion carries.
Item 7.3 is the business of the Finance Committee with a meeting held on November 25th. Is there a report from the chair?
Thank you. Some items that we have been talking about for something. Number one item I talk about, we've been working on this for a long time, and that's the, well, they have new staffing, a new director. Historical Society, they've come back numbers of times, many times on their own volition to make sure things got right. So, and they did a great job, and I will give credit to the gentleman next to me. He worked hard with them. So We finally got it approved, and we looked at it, and we voted to give them some money to take, and I think good things are going to happen with the Historical Society now. So that's the number one. Number two, the Billings Park building, that the city owns the property and they own the building. We talked to them a few times, had them come back a couple of times. The lease, we voted to extend the lease for 5 more years. There's they get 10 grand. There was a little change. It was used to be 4 for operations, 6 for capital improvement. It's been changed to 5 and 5. So that's the one item change there. We have a number of funds to be approved tonight. I think there's 17 or 18, and so if nobody has an objection, we could approve them all at one time, unless there's an objection to that. Mr. Walker from the golf course gave us a presentation. The golf course, of course, the year is calendar year. It's not over yet, but up through October of this year, they had a good year, and they expect to be in the black for the 12 months ending 12/31. With that, the approval of the funds, they have had a slight increase in the overall rates this year. There's a number of different segments, just like there's the golf carts, the driving range, a variety of things, and so overall, I believe it's about a 2 to 3% increase. So that was a good report. They've done well. Seemed to work out well, this arrangement we have. So we're continuing on. They were going to go this coming year, next year, and go a little more with the irrigation system, but they held off for 1 more year. So there will be no irrigation work for next year. They put it off for 1 year. Some questions, and if they just were unsettled yet, and so Mr. Walker wanted to hold it off for another year. So that's fine. So other than that, that's what we have. I will say our insurance agent gave us a report called a PATH report. It's a report on everything that you probably want to know about hospitalization as it pertains to the city of Superior. So we had a good year with hospitalization. The numbers are looking, I haven't read it all yet, but I've read a good share of it. So we will report on next time in finance, and we'll report on it too. But I think we can be proud of the work those 2 committees have done. Costs are done, and so that's looking good. Not that it couldn't change, but they're on the right pathway too. So I will then hand this back to the clerk. She can read the items to be approved. Thank you very much. Unless there's questions, I will certainly try and answer them. Thank you.
The first item is to approve the Douglas County Historical Society grant application.
Motion is by Councilor Grasky, second by Councilor Elm. Is there discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed say no. Motion carries.
2 is to approve the Billings Park Civic Center Amendment 2.
Motion is by Councilor Herrick, second by Councilor Anderson. Is there discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed say no. Motion carries.
Next is to approve the 2026 miscellaneous budgets.
Motion is by Councilor Elm, second by Councilor Fennessy. Is there discussion or division? Hearing none, all those in favor of approving all of the miscellaneous budgets recommended by the Finance Committee, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed say no. Motion carries.
And the last is to approve the Downs Funeral Home appropriation.
The motion is by Councilor Fennessy, second by Councilor Anderson. Is there discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed say no. The motion carries.
Item 7.4 is Licensing and Fees Committee with a meeting held on November 17th. Is there a report from the chair?
The only thing that was on the agenda, it required no action, mostly because we held it in committee, was just the discussion that I let everyone know about at the last meeting regarding looking at the idea of lowering our minimum requirements for taxi cab drivers for the insurance requirements. I don't think there's a whole lot of interest from the committee to do so, but we're still, we want to go through all the, all of the options just to make sure that, that we're not missing anything, that we're not, overly high that's preventing the service in Superior, and we'll be taking that conversation up again on next Monday. Yeah.
Item 7.5 is the business of the Public Safety Committee with a meeting held on November 20th. Is there a report from the chair?
Yes, just a quick report. So during the Public Safety Committee meeting from November, the police department had reported continued movement towards full staffing. 2 officers have completed field training. 1 had just entered training, and another will finish in December. 3 new candidates have been given conditional offers and are expected to start the academy in January. Call volume is up about 4 to 5%, mainly driven by proactive policing rather than increased crime. The department is tightening report writing process to keep up with the workload. The fire department reviewed training activity, the Wisconsin Point prescribed burn, college ride-alongs, the new software rollouts, and updates on the new station design. They also highlighted new advanced care medical certifications that their crews are moving forward toward, which will allow IVs, pain management, and better support during bridge closure delays. Winter planning, water rescue contingencies, and hospital coordination was also covered during the meeting. Under new business, the committee unanimously approved the purchasing of a $48,300 specialized ICAC server. The current server is around 12 to 15 years old. It's really at risk of failure and near capacity. The new system will be funded entirely from the ICAC special capital funds and will not have any impact on the operating budget. This purchase avoids the risk of evidence loss and maintains the chain of custody integrity. Installation is expected in January following electrical work with vendor training for the investigators. And that's my update, and that is the one item that we are looking to approve tonight. Thanks.
That item is to approve the purchase of an ICAC server from Digital Intelligence of New Berlin, Wisconsin, in the amount of $48,300. This total includes the quoted server cost of $47,300 and $1,000 for a year 2 annual premium support.
The motion is by Councilor Fennessy, the second by Councilor Elm. Is there discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed say no. The motion carries.
Item 8.2 is reports without recommendations. At this time, are there any further committee or commission reports to be made?
Hearing none, we can move to new business.
Item 10.1 is to approve a resolution setting a public hearing for January 6 for the adoption of a final resolution to pave the alleys in 2026 and assess costs to abutting property owners.
Motion is by Councilor Moffett, the second by Councilor Elm. Is there discussion? Councilor Grasky.
I feel like I saw this in the list, and I think it lists, it might need to say, actually, now I'm thinking I might not say this way. I think it's on alley, it goes all the way to 4th Street, from 23rd to 4th Street in the text in there. I don't know if it needs to be changed, unless I'm wrong.
Let's see. Do we have anyone from Public Works here now? I don't know that I see Director Janigo. Which alley number was it?
Sorry, it says Banks Avenue to Tower Avenue between North 23rd Street and North 4th Street. I think it should say North 24th Street.
North 23rd.
It's really a minor
Yeah,
thing.
that would be a very long alley, wouldn't it?
I was excited to see it going all the way to North End, but I don't know.
If you feel confident enough about that, it's 23rd to 24th. I'd be shocked if that
Oh, yeah,
wasn't
I just,
correct,
you know,
but-
if people saw it that way, I didn't want them to think they were getting
Oh,
a new
okay.
alley.
Yeah, yep, it's correct. So is there objection to that amendment? Hearing no objection, we will amend the resolution to reflect that alley number 1 is between North 23rd Street and North 24th Street. That is adopted by unanimous consent. Okay, any further discussion on that? Thank you for that. Hearing none, all those in favor of adopting the resolution to set the public hearing, please signify by saying aye. Those opposed say no. The motion carries.
Item 10.2 is to approve a resolution of the Common Council of the City of Superior authorizing the transfer of property located on Connors Point to the Redevelopment Authority of the City of Superior.
The motion is by Councilor Fennessy. Who made the second? Councilor Herrick made the second. Is there discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed say no. The motion carries.
Item 10.3 is to approve an original Class B beer and Class C liquor wine-only license application for Ritual Salad LLC, doing business as Ritual Marketplace, located at 1323 Broadway Street, for the current license period through June 30th, 2026. The agenda says it's pending police and health department approvals. Both have approved since this agenda was posted.
The motion is by Councilor Johnson, second by Councilor Grasky. Is there discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed say no. The motion carries.
10.4, approve a resolution appropriating the necessary funds in the amount of $36,082,088 for the operation of the general city budget and the administration of the City of Superior, Wisconsin for the year 2026, and authorizing and directing a tax levy to be spread on the tax roll for the City of Superior for the year 2025.
Motion is by Councilor Dean, second by Councilor Elm. Councilors, I want to call your attention to an error in the title of the resolution, not what you just saw on the agenda. In the resolution, the final sentence of the title says the year 2026. The actual resolution itself, the text also has the correct year for 2025. So I just want to ask for a unanimous consent to correct this, the title of the resolution, to ensure that all of the numbers are correct. It's just a typo. Is there objection to that? Hearing none, that amendment is made by unanimous consent. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed say no. The motion carries.
Item 10.5 is to approve a resolution introduced by the Community Development Division to set a public hearing for the 6th of January, 2026 for the 2026 to 2030 Community Development Block Grant Consolidated Plan and the 2026 Action Plan.
Motion is by Councilor Herrick, second by Councilor Grasky. Is there discussion? Councilor Moffett.
There's a couple sections in the plan that have like programming language in them and not like human language in them. I'm assuming they were auto-fed in from a like program. I think it's, let me find, I believe it's page 44. I'll have to scroll through. I think it's page 44, and then there's another one on page like 100 and something. But just want to make sure that we probably have that tightened up a little bit.
So this resolution will set a public hearing,
Right.
Which I believe will give us time to correct the actual document if there are errors in it. Mr. Cirque, does that sound true to you? He has indicated that it is true, that if there are changes that need to be made to the document, they can be done before the public hearing.
Okay. Thank you.
Further questions or discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor of setting the public hearing, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed say no. The motion carries.
Item 10.6, approve an ordinance amending City Code Chapter 112, Traffic Code Schedule J, accessible parking zones to remove accessible parking sign on both sides at 2208 Ogden Avenue.
The motion is by Councilor Councilor Ludwig, second by Councilor Grasky. Is there discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed say no. The motion carries.
10.7, approve an ordinance amending City Code Chapter 112, Traffic Code Schedule J, accessible parking zones, remove accessible parking zones on both sides of 2430 East 5th Street.
The motion is by Councilor Moffett, second by Councilor Ledeen. Is there discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed say no. The motion carries.
10.8, approve an ordinance amending City Code Chapter 112, Traffic Code Schedule J, accessible parking zones, adding accessible parking sign on one side at 21B Hayes Court.
The motion is by Councilor Fennessy, second by Councilor Johnson. Is there discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed say no. The motion carries.
Item 10.9 is to approve the Douglas County lease amendment.
Motion is by Counselor Herrick, second by Counselor Moffett. Counselors, the only significant change to this lease is, I mean, obviously nominal stuff like the dates and everything, but the Connexpier electrical usage, the original lease charges us a flat rate for electrical. That's one of the things we really wanted to see in the original lease. That was something we were paying as a carved up percentage of the total amount charged to this entire complex. Before, we wanted a flat rate that generally reflected about our use. We got that. That's still there. This, however, separates out the Connect Superior usage. And the main reason for that is just because Connect Superior operates on an enterprise fund. And so typically an expense to Connect Superior would not be charged to the general fund. It's also a new major electrical usage that was added after the original lease was adopted. So I agreed to that and am asking for your agreement as well. If this amendment passes, it will also authorize us to execute the new lease. So is there questions, or are there questions or discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor of approving the lease amendments, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed say no. The motion carries. We have nobody signed up for public comment. Unless there's any further business that can come before the council, we are adjourned.